Hello students, welcome back to online classes. In last video we discussed about the S block elements. In this video we will discuss about the new chapter P block elements. So that is the chapter number 11. So P block elements. So this is the important topic and it is about 7 marks. P block elements. So whenever the outermost electron or a valence electron, if it is enters into the last p orbital, it is said to be the P block elements. So when the valence electron or a last electron enters into the p orbital, it is said to be the P block elements, and the elements are said to be the P block elements. And the number of p orbitals are 3. So one is px, py and pz. So p orbital has 3 orbitals, px, py and pz. So that is why it has maximum accommodation of electrons from 1 to 6. So due to having 3 orbital, it has maximum capacity to accommodate the number of electrons should be 1 to 6. So if we fill 3 electrons, the p orbital will become the half filled one and it will be stable. So when p orbital has 3 electrons in their orbital, so it is said to be half filled. So if p orbital is completely filled, or if it is having 6 electrons, then it is said to be completely filled and it is also stable. So that is when the maximum number of electrons accommodation in case of p orbital should be 1 to 6. So since the general electronic configuration of p block elements, we will written it as ns2 np raised to 1 to 6. So this is the general electronic configuration, GEC. The general electronic configuration of p block element should be ns2 np raised to 1 to 6. And however, the p block elements in the periodic table starts from group 13 to 18. So it involves the group 13 to 18. Okay, the P block starts from 13 and ends with 18. So other 1 and 2 are belongs to S block elements and remaining blocks are belongs to D block as well as the F block. But if we consider P block elements, these are belongs to 13 to 18 group, and the first members of this P block element should be the 13 group should has boron, (13), 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. So the first member of group 13 should be boron. Okay, so it is said to be the boron family, and the 14 group first member is carbon. So next is nitrogen. So next oxygen. So next is fluorine, and the last 18 group first member is helium. So these are the first group members of 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. So the boron includes rest of the other groups and also similar elements. If we see the general electronic configuration of each group, the 13 group should has ns2 np raised to 1. The general electronic configuration of the boron family is ns2 np1, means the 13 group elements will have the 3 valence electrons. Next is the 14 group, so that is ns2 np2. So these 14 group members are having the 4 valence electrons in their orbital, and nitrogen family ns2 np3, 5 valence electrons. So oxygen is 6 valence electrons, ns2 np4, fluorine is ns2 np5 and helium ns2 np6. It is the most stable electronic configuration. So the group 18 elements will become more stable due to obeying 8 electrons in their outermost orbital, that is ns2 np6. So this is the general electronic configuration of each group. If you see the oxidation state of these p block elements, the oxidation state will be equal to the sum of valence electrons present in the ns and np orbitals. The oxidation state of these p block elements is equal to the sum of the number of electrons present in the ns and np orbitals. So that is said to as a group oxidation state. So in case of 13 group, we have 3 valence electrons, 2 from ns and 1 from np. So that is why the group oxidation state of these molecules will be +3. The group oxidation state of 13 group elements will be +3, and for carbon family it is +4, 2 plus 2, so +4, so 2 plus 3, 5 plus 5, so 2 plus 4, 6, 7 and 8. So in this way we can say the group oxidation state of this molecule will be equal to the sum of electrons present in their valence orbitals. So other than this group oxidation state, the p block elements will also show the other oxidation states. So those are the group 1 means group 13 elements will able to show +1 oxidation state. So these are the other oxidation states. Other oxidation states. Elements. Okay. So if you remove only one electron from p orbital, we will get only the +1 oxidation state. So if we remove all the 3 electrons, so we will get the oxidation state +3. So that's why it has 2 possibilities. So +1 oxidation state to be the other oxidation state, and similarly in case of group 14 it has +2 oxidation state as well as -4. So if you remove 2 electrons it is possible, and if we add 4 electrons to it, then it will get the -4 oxidation state. So after addition of 4 electrons to this np orbital, it will become completely filled and it attains the stability. So that is why it has capacity to show +2 as well as -4. So these are the other oxidation state which is exhibited by the group 14 elements. And if you move towards the group 15 element, these are also showing other oxidation states like +3. So after removal of 3 electron, it will attain +3. Either we have to add 3 electrons to it, then it will exhibit -3 oxidation state. So again it will become np6, then it will also attain the stability. So in this way it is showing +3 as well as -3. And the group 16 elements, they will show either the +4 oxidation state by removing 4 electrons from the np orbital, or they are also able to show the +2 as well as -2 oxidation state. So after the addition of 2 electrons in the np4, it will become np6, again it will become a stable one. So and next the group 17 elements, so these will exhibit +5, +3, +1 and -1. So these are the other oxidation state which is exhibited by the group 17. But the group 18 elements, they will show the oxidation states only in a positive way, means this will exhibit either +6, +4 or a +2. So there is no negative oxidation states because already it is completely 1. So there is no need of extra electrons. So that is why it will show +6, +4 and +2 oxidation states. So in this way the p block elements, other than that of the group oxidation state, they will also exhibit some other oxidation state. So the occurrence of oxidation states 2 in units less than that of the group oxidation state is called as a inert pair effect. The occurrence of oxidation states 2 units less than other oxidation state. So it is said to be group oxidation states. Okay, these are the other oxidation states. The occurrence of oxidation states 2 units less than 2 units less than the group oxidation state. 2 units less than the group oxidation state. Group oxidation state is called as inert pair effect. Group oxidation state is called as the group oxidation, then the oxidation state is called as inert pair effect. Pair means 2, so that is why if we has less than 2 units, then it is considered as inert pair effect. It is the remarkable property of these p block elements. These are exhibit variable in their oxidation states. Okay, so next is, it is very interesting to note that the metallic character as well as the non-metallic character which is exhibited by the p block elements. So the lighter elements, they will be behave as a non-metals, and the heavier elements, they will be behave as the metals. So down the group, the metallic character should be increases in case of the p block elements. So this is the one of the important property of a p block elements. So that is why the p block elements are well known as non-metals, as well as these are also called as a non-transition elements. So the p block elements are called as a non-transition elements or a non-metals, because the non-transition is due to they will not showing any excitation process or else a transition process after excited to the flame. So that is why these are said to be the non-transition elements. But S block elements, when we introduce it to the flame, they will emit radiations, means they are showing excitation. So that is why those are called as a, or somehow they are considered to be showing transition. But these p block elements, they will not show the any transition phenomena, since these are said to be the non-transition elements. But if we move towards the further block, that is d block elements, they are called as a transition elements because they will exhibit transition phenomena. But the p block elements are non-metals, as well as they are not showing any transition. So that is why the metallic character, in case of the metallic character, means non-metallic character, the non-metallic character is decreases down the group, means as we move down the group, the metallic character should be arises. So there is a decrease in non-metallic character, decreases down the group. So that is why the lighter elements, mainly first elements, the lighter elements are the first elements of the group, is non-metal, and the last element are a heaviest element. The heaviest element of the group will be behave as a metal, So that's why the properties will be changes from one element to another element. So due to this nature, they will exhibit the difference in their properties, means the non-metals will shows the higher ionization enthalpy as well as the higher electronegativity, but the metals will have the low ionization enthalpy as well as the low electronegativity. The non-metals will showing higher ionization enthalpy. Non-metals have higher ionization enthalpy. Okay, and also high electronegativity. But the metals are have, compared to these non-metals, they will have low ionization enthalpy and low electronegativity. So that is why the compounds which are formed in between highly reactive non-metals as well as the highly reactive metals, means the compounds which are formed by the combination of non-metal as well as the metal, they will be exhibit the covalent character. So if compounds are purely from metallic, then they will exhibit the ionic character. If compounds are purely from non-metals, they will show the covalent characters, but which are formed in between the highly reactive non-metal as well as the metals, they will show differences in their electronegativity as well as the ionization enthalpy, because the mixed character will be observed in those compounds. So that is why the predominantly metallic compounds will show the ionic nature, the predominantly non-metal compounds will show the covalent character. So in this way, the properties of these p block elements will be different for different elements. As a result of that, we can simply say that the non-metal oxides are acidic or neutral in nature, but the metallic oxides are basic in nature. So if you see the properties of compounds which are formed in between non-metallic or also highly metallic compounds, the non-metallic compounds are covalent in nature. Compounds are covalent in nature, and the metallic compounds are ionic in nature. Compounds are ionic in nature. But if compounds are formed in between highly reactive non-metals and metals, they are showing differences. If compounds are formed between the highly reactive non-metal and reactive metals, and highly reactive metals, they are exhibit differences in electronegativity as well as the ionization enthalpy. Electronegativity and ionization enthalpy, and we can able to say that the non-metal, so usually the acidity as well as basicity of these non-metals will be expressed in the form of oxides. So that is why the non-metal oxides are behave as the non-metal compounds or oxides are acidic and neutral in nature. The non-metallic oxides are acidic or neutral in nature, but the metallic oxides are basic in nature. The metallic oxides are the basic in nature. So these are showing the varieties of properties. So one group element is different from the second group elements. The group element which is belongs to the same group, it is showing the different properties. So usually all the first members of this group will exhibit the smaller size as well as smaller ionic radii and smaller atomic radii. So that is why these are also showing some of the anomalous properties compared to other group elements. And if we move down the group, so there is a presence of d orbitals as well as the f orbitals, their electronic configuration. As a result of that, the properties of these elements should be the properties of these elements should be different from others. So if you move down the group, there is the additional of d orbital as well as the f orbital. So due to presence of these d and f orbitals, they will able to form the pi bonds like p pi bond as well as the d pi p pi bond. If we see the covalence character from one element to another element, it is different. So for example, if we in case of 13 group elements, the boron has atomic number 5, the valence electron of this should be 3. So maximally it will make the 4 covalent bonds whenever it combines with the other element, but aluminium forms 6 covalent bonds, and again it should be different for the remaining group elements. So in this way, the properties will be different from one element to another element due to changes in their inner core electronic configuration. As we move down the group, due to addition of electrons, the configuration should be changes. So since they will showing the different properties compared to other group. So in case of carbon family, we can accept the formation of p pi bonds in between. It may be single bond or a double bond or else a triple bond, and it is also formed C triple bond N. And in case of nitrogen family, we will get the formation of d pi bonds like a NO bonds as well as the CN bond and C double bond O bond. So in this way, the pi bonding character should be different for different elements. The heavier elements do form pi bonds, but this involves d orbitals. They may be formed d pi bonds. So due to presence of d orbitals, they will form the d pi bonds. As the d orbitals are higher energy than the p orbitals, they contribute less to the overall stability of molecules, then thus p pi bonding of the second row element should be arises. The coordination number of in this higher elements, it should be different, means they are showing higher or increased coordination number. So in this way, due to presence of d orbitals as well as the f orbitals, they will able to form the pi bonds in the particular compounds, as well as they will also exhibit different coordination number. So this is about the properties of p block elements. If we move towards the particular group elements, so you have only the 13 group elements as well as the 14 group elements. So firstly we will discuss about the boron family. So that is the 13 group elements. 13 group elements. So in this year you have learning about only the 13 and 14, and in next year you have the further groups, means 15, 16, 17 and 18. So the 13 group elements, the first member of this group is boron. So that is why it is called as a boron family. The second element of this group is aluminium. So next is the gallium. The third element of this group is the gallium. The fourth one is indium, and the fifth one is the thallium. So the boron is symbolized as B, aluminium Al, the gallium Ga, indium In, thallium Ti. Boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium. So the atomic number of boron is 5. For aluminium it is 13. For gallium 31. Indium 49 and thallium is 81. So if you see the electronic configuration, so boron has electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. So 1s2 is helium, so noble gas core helium, 2s2, 2p1, and aluminium 13, so neon 3s2, 3p1. But gallium, so 31, so argon is 18, so still it has electrons. So now 3d10, 28, 4s2, 30, 4p1, 31. So from gallium we have arrangement of 3d. So there is a presence of d orbital in case of gallium electronic configuration. So next indium 49. So after argon krypton, so 36. So krypton 4d10 46 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So 46, next 48, 49. Krypton 4d10, 5s2, 5p1. So next after krypton xenon. So xenon is 54, but still the atomic number of thallium is 81. So that is why now the f lock or f orbital is also involved in the electronic configuration of thallium. So 54, 4f14, 5d10, 6s2, 6p1. So 54 plus 14 plus 10 plus 3. So total 81. So in this way the electronic configuration of these group 3 elements, it should be differ whenever we see the inner core, but the outermost electronic configuration is ns2 np1. So all the s orbitals will have, last s orbital will have 2 electrons and last p orbital should have the 1 electron. So that is why the valence electrons which are present in 13 group elements should be 3, and the maximum oxidation state, the group oxidation state is exhibited by the 13 group elements is +3, but inner core electronic configuration is different from other, means different from one element to the other. So that's why if we see the characteristics of these 13 group elements, they will exhibit different properties, like ionization enthalpy is also different, electronegativity is also different for different element. So the boron is found in a borax form as well as the orthoboric acid are also kernite form, and the isotopes of borons are found in B10 and B11. So these are the two isotopes of boron, and the most abundant element in the 13 group elements is aluminium. So aluminium is the most abundant element which is found in earth crust next to oxygen as well as silicon. So in India it is found in the form of mica in Madhya Pradesh as well as Orissa, Karnataka. So it is available in the form of mica form. So in case of Madhya Pradesh as well as Karnataka is also available, and in Orissa as well as Jammu. And gallium, indium, thallium are the less abundant in nature. So if we see the electronic configuration, so it will be different from one element to another element. So in case of gallium, there is a presence of d electrons. The thallium should has the 14f electrons plus 10d electrons. The electronic structure of these elements will become more complex than the other group elements, like S block element. It is simpler one, but in case of P block, it will become complex due to presence of this difference in their electronic configuration. So this difference will affect the showing the different other properties like ionization enthalpy as well as the electronegativity. So due to having this different electronic configuration, so these will exhibit the different property and it will arise as the diversity in the chemistry. So this is the general electronic configuration. So the next property is the atomic radii. Atomic radii. Boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium. So in general we know that as we move down the group, the atomic number is increases, the atomic size is also increases, and atomic radii is increases due to increase in nuclear charge. But in case of boron family or also 13 group, these are showing difference in their atomic radii. So the boron has atomic radii of about 88, the aluminium having 143 radius, and gallium is about 135 and it is 167, indium is 167 and thallium is about 170. So if you see the difference in between aluminium and gallium, so aluminium is having more atomic radii than that of the gallium. It is because of the presence of 3d10 electrons in their electronic configuration. So the gallium has 3d10 electronic configuration. So the gallium atomic number is 31. So that's why. So argon 3d10 4s2 4p1. Okay. So due to presence of these d10 electrons, so they should screen the nucleus. As a result of that, the atomic radii should be decreases due to the screening effect which is occurred by these inner core electrons of d10 electrons. It will show the lesser atomic radii compared to that of aluminium. So aluminium exhibit more atomic radii than that of the gallium, because aluminium have no d electrons in their electronic configuration. So that's why the atomic radii is differs in between aluminium as well as the gallium. So otherwise it is showing the synonymous property, means the atomic radius, it should be expected to be increases as we down the group. That is nothing but as the increase in atomic number, the atomic radii must be increases. But in case of boron and boron family, it should be occurs difference due to different in the electronic configuration. So the next property is ionization enthalpy. So this property is also showing different, again due to presence of difference in their electronic configuration. So as we move down the group, the ionization enthalpy is also increases, but in case of this element, again it should be different. So in other elements, if you see the S block or proton and group 2 elements, the ionization enthalpy will be goes on decreases as we move down the group, but here it is expected to be decrease, as we move down, means ionization enthalpy expected to be decreased as we move down the group. Okay, it must be decreased, but in case of these group 2 elements, in case of group 13 elements, it is do not decrease, only with respect to aluminum. So boron is having high ionization enthalpy, but compared to boron, aluminum is having less ionization enthalpy. But if you move towards the further element, they will not showing the decreasing property of ionization enthalpy. It is also due to the difference in their electronic configuration. The decreases, it is firstly decreases from boron to aluminum, but after that it will not be decrease. We will observe, it is observed that discontinuity in the decrease in ionization enthalpy from gallium to thallium. It is mainly due to presence of d orbital electron as well as the f orbital electrons. It is mainly due to the presence of D and F, due to presence of D and F electrons. This will exhibit low screening effect. So this will exhibit low screening effect. So that's why only it should be decreases from boron to aluminum, but it is fluctuate from gallium to thallium. So the gallium is exhibiting the increased ionization enthalpy compared to aluminum, and again indium is showing decreased ionization enthalpy, and again thallium is showing increased ionization enthalpy. It is mainly due to the presence of d as well as f electrons. They will exhibit the low screening effect, but in general these p block elements, the 13 group elements, are having 3 valence electrons in their outermost orbitals. So that is why they are showing 3 ionization enthalpies, and the first ionization enthalpy is usually more than that of the second, and second one is more than that of the third one. So in this way, if you write the order of ionization enthalpy of this second ionization enthalpy, and this is the third one. So this is the order of ionization enthalpy in case of a 13 group elements. And similarly, if we move towards the fourth property, so that is electronegativity. So it is also different for different element, again due to the presence of f as well as the d electrons in their electronic configuration. So firstly it should showing decrease in electronegativity from boron to aluminum, but after that it should be increases from boron to aluminum. It is going to decreases firstly with the increase in size, but after that aluminum it is showing increasing in electronegativity. It is because of their atomic size. So these are the properties of 13 group elements. So general electronic configuration, the ionization enthalpy, atomic radii, and the last one is electronegativity. Okay, if we see the physical properties of these 13 group elements, the boron is harder one. So compared to other element, the boron is a hard non-metal, and it is black in color. Boron is non-metal, it is hard, means extremely hard and black in color, and due to its hardness it is showing high melting points. It is exhibiting high melting point. It is having high melting point. It is a black color solid. So that is why it is exhibiting the melting point, and it is also found in different allotropes. It forms different allotropes. But as we move down the group, the non-metallic character should be decreases, and it is exhibiting the high melting point due to its strong crystalline structure. Due to its strong crystalline lattice structure. So boron is hard and black color solid and having lattice structure, so that is why it is exhibiting the high melting point. It is found in different allotropes, but other group elements are softer compared to that of boron, and they are showing the low melting points as well as the showing increased conductivity nature. The rest of the other group of the family, other group elements are softer and shows low melting point, low melting points, and exhibit high electrical conductivity. High electrical conductivity. So when the element is soft, it is showing low melting point, but if element is harder, then it is showing the high melting point. But in case of gallium, it is showing, so the gallium at 303 Kelvin means at a low melting point, it is exist as a liquid in summer days. So the gallium with low melting point, so that is about 303 Kelvin, it is exist as a solid, liquid. So liquid, especially in summer, okay, in summer. But it is showing other states, means solid state, at the 2676 Kelvin. So it is forming useful material, and the density of this group 13 element should be decreases down the group. So these are the physical properties of group 13 elements. So the boron is non-metal and it is harder one, and it is exist in a black color crystalline form, and it is having high melting point, and it also forms different allotropes and other group elements. The rest of the other group elements are softer in nature and shows low melting point, and they will exhibit high electrical conductivity. But the gallium with low melting point, it is exist as a liquid in summer days, and at 2676 Kelvin it will forms the useful material, and the density will be decreases down the group. The density is decreases down the group. So these are the physical property of a group 13 elements. So in next video we will discuss about the further. Thank you.